So, this is John Carew back with you again. Again, the 7th of May 2025. And I'm very lucky and privileged to have Mike Whelan from Herbertstown come and visit me here at my home. Mike, you might tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I was born in Limerick in Tomegate, 1940, a long time ago, during the war. And lived there until I was 4. Then we came up to Lough Gur Street in Limerick, and my dad was a nurse in St. Joseph's, and we had a house belonging to St. Joseph's in Lough Gur Street. He worked 42 years there and then retired, but he was only less than a year retired, and he got killed crossing the road in Lough Gur Street by a guy coming in from Drumkeen, who bent down to pick up his girlfriend's handbag and was driving with one hand, never saw my father. So he got killed outside our own door.
That's some tragedy,
It
isn't
is,
it? Yeah.
But he was
What
just...
age would you have been then, Mike?
I was 30.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
You weren't a child, like.
Oh, no, I was
Yeah.
30, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just back from England. I had been living in England, and I came back in 1969. And I was just back when this happened. And my mother actually saw it happening. And with the shock, she got a thing called trigeminal neuralgia. She screamed, and she broke a nerve just near the ear, and she had to live with that then for 17 years. Times were tough, you know.
Yeah.
There was no respite from the pain.
Yeah.
So, but there you are. But after she died anyway, I had the house all done up. I did the house up myself, thinking that I would be getting in the house, you know. But lo and behold, 2 brothers and a sister demanded that I pay them, and the sum they wanted was enormous. So I had no choice just to split the house. They sold it anyway, and lo and behold, 2 brothers died shortly afterwards, and the sister is not well today. But I'm living now in Rathjordan, and I had a cousin, my dad's cousin was there. She was living there, and she offered me a plot in the field. So I bought a caravan, and I lived there for 15 years.
Yes. I remember now that you said it. I had forgotten that. I remember
Yeah.
the caravan there.
That's right, there's
Yeah.
always there. But that
And
was
you're living in the house now.
Oh, when Mary, that's Mary Quaid, that's May's daughter, when the children moved out, I moved into the house and have been there since, you know. But I loved the life there, you know, it was great. No, I had no electricity or anything like that, but I managed.
And because, you know, there's a great connection between the Whelans and Lough Gur, Kilballeon.
Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh, yes. My earliest memories of Kilballeon, my dad used to... 1947, the very bad winter. An uncle of mine, Willie Whelan, and Dad, we drove out. My grandfather had died, and we drove out that evening. And I remember going into the little house, and he was laid out on the table in a coffin, and there was keeners there, and there was snuff on the table as well, and little dudines if you wanted to smoke. And the
You might explain to people what a dudine is.
a dudine is a little clay pipe, and there was a little bowl of tobacco as well there. And I remember sitting in the fireplace, huge fireplace, with all the pots hanging on cranes. And it was fascinating to me, but I couldn't look at the coffin, you know, because when I was 3, my memory of my maternal grandmother had died, and she was laid out in the hall, and a neighbour lifted me up. My mother was in hysterics, and a neighbour lifted me up and put me down into the coffin to kiss her goodbye. And I think that fear has remained since, you know.
People don't realise what they're doing to small children.
Oh, I can still remember it, you know. But anyway, that was that evening. It was unbelievable. Snow was 6 or 7 feet. If you look into the research of it, the snow was built up in banks around. But anyway, I didn't go to the funeral, but I was only, what, 7 then, you know. But I do remember that, you know.
And if I go back a little bit further, your grandmother would have been a Kerry woman.
She was from Inchiquila. Inchiquila, I think it was.
Yes.
Was that? I'm sure it was Guineguilla. Guineguilla.
Yes.
That's where she was from.
Okay. West Kerry.
West Kerry.
Yeah.
Not too far from Killarney.
Yeah.
But Ellen O'Callaghan and herself and her sister came up from Kerry and got a job in Madame O'Grady's. I think they were maids or something.
They were probably called, which you couldn't call a person now, servant girls.
Servant girls.
Yeah.
And there she met Michael Whelan, my grandfather, who was working in the farm area of it.
For the Colonel O'Grady.
That's for Colonel O'Grady.
Yeah.
And they married, and they had 8 children.
Yeah.
And
of course, going with the job for your father was one of these little houses.
that's right.
And it's only lately, even before I spoke to you about it, Mike, that Mike Kennedy was telling me that there had been 2 houses across the road from him.
There was 2
And
houses.
one of them was Whelan's.
And the other was Barnes.
Barnes. Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember another awful memory was killing a pig there.
Oh, yeah.
And the screams of that pig. And everybody got black puddings then, of course, you know. But it was a lovely house, but very small, like, you know. And I remember you had to wind down. There was a cable going across the ceiling and a most beautiful hanging lamp. And that was wound down and refilled, you know.
So that would have been paraffin, would it?
Paraffin lamp, yeah.
And a wick.
And a wick inside. That was the lighting they had.
Yeah.
And my grandmother used to bake beautiful cakes with the bastable, you know. And then we'd go up. Mike Kennedy knows where. We used to walk up past Kennedy's house, cross a field, and get 2 buckets of water, and walk back down with it. Yes. I remember doing that with her, you know. But she didn't talk much. I remember she had a very strong Kerry accent. You know, my grandfather didn't talk at all early. He was a very quiet man, you know.
Like all the Whelans.
Yeah, quite small in stature, but.
And we just go back a small little bit again.
Yeah.
Your grandfather working in for the Colonel, and of course your grandmother coming up from Kerry with her sister to be a servant girl for the Madame O'Grady.
Yes.
I suppose the Colonel O'Grady, they would have been maybe the biggest employer in the area.
Oh, I would think so. Definitely, yeah.
All the local people
All
would have.
the local people would have stayed there. A lot of the Whelans work there now as well, you know.
Yeah.
There was another branch of them up in Knockderk.
Yes.
So my uncle actually worked there as well, Jimmy, in Kilballyone.
Yes.
And my father didn't work there, but he did work in some farm local when he was about 15.
Yes.
But a very interesting thing came up there recently. We saw, Carl found it in a note in some Irish paper, the Irish Independent, that a Mrs. Ellen Whelan had failed in a case she took against the government. Her son was in the army, aged 18, Michael Whelan, my father, and she applied for a portion of his wages, that she was living under duress, you know. But in the Dáil, anyway, it's turned out that seeing that he hadn't been supplying money before he joined, she was managing without it, so she lost the case.
That's very interesting, isn't it?
Isn't that amazing?
And you know, just in passing, just to ask you there, Eileen Whelan of RTE fame.
Eileen Whelan would be a cousin. That's the girl who works in RTE.
Yes.
Yeah, she's a daughter of Johnny Whelan, who was from Knockderk, up in the Knockderk branch of the Whelans.
So they were related.
Well, yes, yeah. She's a lovely girl now, you know. Very nice, very talented.
And even though you were born and reared in Limerick City, you give a lot of time in your childhood coming
Oh, I did.
here to Kilballyowen,
Oh,
and
God,
Lough
I
Gur
did.
was your.
Lough Gur. I discovered Lough Gur in about 1952. I cycled out from Limerick on an old high-leasy bike with a friend of mine, John O'Neill, who has since died. And it took us ages to find the lake, but eventually we found it. And on the left-hand side as you go in, I don't know the area, it's down on the left.
Yeah, down towards Ash Pint.
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
We went down there and crossed the gate, and lo and behold, farther on in, we came across these uh, like prehistoric houses.
Yes.
And it turned out that the BBC were over filming, and they constructed these houses of mud and stick,
Yes.
and they had thatched roofs in them.
Neolithic style
Yeah,
houses
they
and Bronze
had
Age.
two of them, a big one and a small one.
Yeah.
That was about 1952. And I think Professor O'Riordan,
Sean P. O'Riordan.
yes, he would have been there,
He would have been
But there was no one there the day we were there now.
Yeah.
But that's my first memory of
Ah,
Lough
yeah.
Gur.
Because,
Yeah.
of course, you know what, when Sean P. O'Riordan came to Lough Gur
Yeah,
to do his excavations
that's right.
in the late 1930s, early 1940s,
Yeah.
one of the sites, house site A on Knockderk, he was excavating it. And of course, when he was excavating it, he thought he was excavating a Bronze Age site. And is it stratigraphy? I think they call it, where when they're excavating, they cut down in layers, and you
Yeah.
can see the different layers.
Oh, right.
But lo and behold, as he went down along, when he came down to the end, he discovered it was a Neolithic site, and that there had been continuous habitation in that house site for thousands of years.
Wow.
Even though the house itself may have blown down
Yeah.
or burnt down or whatever, but there was continuous, and so that's really what made Lough Gur world famous.
Yes.
Because of course these Neolithic houses, Mike, are impossible to find,
Oh,
because of course
yeah.
they've been obliterated off the face
Yeah.
of the world.
Of course, yeah.
So is there any archives you think of that filming that was done by BBC?
You could find it probably if you got onto the BBC. They would have an archive of it, really, of Lough Gur,
And you think it was
It 1951, 52.
Yeah, that would be a very interesting
Yeah.
thing to find those, wasn't it?
It would actually, yeah.
Yeah.
There's probably film of it in a BBC archive,
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be lovely to find it.
It would.
I had never heard that before.
Oh, yes, it was
Yeah.
there, I remember.
Yeah.
And wattle and mud,
Yeah,
that was the walls.
Yeah.
They were just quite big,
yeah.
But the other one, the round one, there's a copy of it in Lough Gur at the moment upstairs, up the steps.
Well, when you go down to Lough Gur and you go up the steps to the interpretive centre,
Yeah.
the reception area is modelled on the houses that were in the Spectacles, which were early Christian.
Oh, yeah, right.
So about 400 AD.
80, yeah.
But the museum part of it was modelled on this house, Site A, that I was talking about.
Yeah.
And that was a Neolithic house. And in fact, nowadays, even if you buy a new phone, it's obsolete within 6
Yeah.
months, isn't it? But we'll say there was thousands of years between house Site A and the Spectacles. And if you look at them, there was no improvement in the houses. In
Yeah.
fact, if anything, it was backwards they went.
Oh,
Where nowadays, I say,
yeah.
everything is just
Amazing.
yeah.
Amazing.
So it's amazing. So they're modelled on
Yeah.
those two houses.
Gosh, yeah.
And Mike, then of course, you're well known in the area for as an artist.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've been painting since I was 10, I'd say.
Yeah.
I'm 85 now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love it. It's my life, I love it.
And can you remember how you got into that?
Well, I was always drawing. I couldn't do sums at school,
Yeah.
but I could draw.
Yeah.
I was able to draw. And then
So you were scribbling away when you should have been doing your sums.
Exactly, yeah. And then growing up, we got into model aircraft, nesters inside in Limerick. And you could buy the kit, timber, take it home, construct it. And it was rubber powered in those days. And then it came on a little bit further. There was a rocket that you could use. They gave you about 4 or 5 different pills. You put them into a cylinder with a fuse, and that would drive the plane, hundreds of feet. So that was our growing up time. But going back to Kilballion, it was the first time I nearly lost my life. I had a cousin, Paddy Ryan, who lived in Kilballion with his grandmother as well. He was a son of Ellen Ryan, one of my father's sisters, who had died quite young. They were rearing him, and when I was out one day, we decided we'd go for a walk into the farm, the back of the farm. Lo and behold, he got up in a donkey, and I got up behind him, and we were trotting along this path. The path is still there, just inside the gate. What came out behind us? A bull. And the bull charged, and Paddy whipped the donkey into the farmyard, into a door, and slammed the door. Well, the bull hit the door, a wallop. And we never told anyone about this, but that actually happened, in Madam O'Grady's yard.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That was the luckiest game.
it was.
Yeah.
He was a lovely friend. He died quite young, really. He taught me how to cycle a bike at Doodie's Cross down the hill there.
Yeah.
That would have been in the 1950, maybe. So there, no.
Probably no breaks. Or,
Yeah, no, not at all. No breaks at all, yeah. But I can remember that across the road from Doodie's, the huge big field there,
Yeah.
all these fellas cutting corn there. And my aunt, who was married to James Whelan, bringing down big flasks where there were tins of tea, billy cans of tea there, and they were all sitting out cutting hay and corn there. There's nothing there now, but that was a lovely house actually, a smashing house, But well, all gone now. Every one of them are dead.
Yeah.
The last one was James Whelan, who lived up the Kilballion Road there. He died a few years ago.
Yes.
So.
But Seamus and Gerard,
They're sons of James.
Yeah, so they're your nephews.
They're my cousins.
They're your cousins.
First cousins, that's right.
They'd be sons of your first cousin.
Sons of my uncle.
Or sons of your uncle.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah, first cousins.
James,
yeah.
And there was a Michael there and Mary. They're both, they died.
Yes, that's right.
They were quite young actually.
But Michael died during COVID, I think. Did he?
Michael died of COVID.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
And he had a lot of problems, medical problems as well.
Beforehand,
And his wife was a nurse. She used to watch him diligently.
Yeah.
And she went on holidays somewhere, and lo and behold, he went off and did a bit of shopping, and came home with COVID. He was a lovely fella, Mike. Yeah.
COVID had an awful effect on people.
Oh, it did. Oh, God, it did indeed.
For yourself, how did you find it?
The funny thing, my only memory of it is a very sore throat.
Yeah.
But otherwise, no.
But apart from getting the COVID, the restrictions and things.
Oh, that was.
Did you find that very hard?
I didn't really. No, I'm in my own little world, painting and playing a bit of music.
Yes, you were lucky to have that.
I was, yeah.
Yeah.
And I love movies, very much into old movies,
Yes.
And
You have an archive of them.
I have a shed down at the bottom of the field, and I have a sound projector, and I play a lot of the old movies there as well.
Black and whites.
Colour,
yeah.
and sound,
Yeah.
yeah. But there's another one. I was on holidays in Knockderk village. I had an aunt living there, near the shrine at the moment.
Yes.
She was Madge Whelan, a sister of my father. And I used to go out there on holidays. And the one memory of there is she used to feed the hens whiskey in their feed. And I was inquisitive. He said, "Why would you give hens whiskey?" Well, she says, they'd get drunk and go to sleep, and when they wake up, I'd have eggs in under them, and they used to hatch the eggs. So she made the hens drunk, and then they'd hatch. That's one memory.
They thought they were their own eggs.
And we used to walk from Knockderk village to hospital, up to the top of hospital where they were showing movies. And in pitch dark, no torches or anything. And that's another memory of it. Hard seats up near Moore's there, next door to Moore's shop.
Yeah.
That's another memory.
They showed pictures there. There was a picture house there.
Oh, there was a picture house there, yeah. What was the... I can't think of the name of it, but some guy used to come out from Limerick and show them there, you know. That would be, you know, in the late 40s, I'd say, 47, 48.
Did your father have any stories about maybe, because Knockany and Lough Gur are well known for the
No,
fairies and all
I
that?
remember he won some prizes at a sports thing in Knockany. He never spoke much of that,
Yeah,
you know. He was a quiet man, but
because Knockany is Knockanya.
yeah, Knockon. He was
The
into
hill of
hurling big time now, and
Yeah.
he played for Knockany and all that, you know.
But
But
none of the folklore, the
no,
stories of
no,
the
no.
fairies or anything.
I should have asked, really, you know.
Yeah,
But it was too late then, of course,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
No, he was a quiet man, you know. I never knew he was in the army. Never mentioned it, really, you know. But he was in the guards for about a week, and he, down in William Street, the old barracks, and one night he got out through the window and never went back.
Right.
Yeah, he got a job then in St. Joseph's and met my mother. She was a nurse,
Lost her.
and they married, yeah.
And was she a Limerick City lady?
She was, yes, she was born next door to where we were living in number 7. We were number 6. And her father was in there as well. He was a keeper. This was in the early 1900s now. And he was a huge, strong man. Didn't he get pneumonia? And he was dead at 31. And my mother was only 3, I think. 3 or 4. Their furniture was put out into the front garden, and they had to leave the house. My grandmother then got a job as a cook and a chef for a priest in Limerick, and my mother then was put out to a cousin, so they reared her, you know. But it affected her always, really. She was, you know,
Life was very tough back then. There
life
was
was
no
tough.
social welfare. Or,
No, there was nothing,
yeah.
nothing.
I suppose she would have remembered the bard of Thomangate and
Oh, she would, of course, yeah, you would indeed, yeah.
talking about him. And
My memory of living in Thomangate was being brought up to a school and put up in a desk, and this mask put over my face, a gas mask, and I screamed and screamed and screamed. That was 1942, 43.
oh, for the
43, I'd say,
yeah,
yeah. Oh, times were tough then.
yeah.
But my dad used to bring out, I shouldn't say this maybe, he used to bring out tea and sugar in the bottom of my pram. And, you know, helping the neighbours, you know. But times were awful tough.
If we go back just for a moment to your painting and your art, because Lough Gur would be
Oh, yeah.
would be your
Oh, it was indeed.
subject most of the time, would it?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my subject really would be the west of Ireland, Connemara,
Yes.
Mayo. I cycled from Limerick to Donegal on a 3-speed bike with a heavy pannier, the old, not the new tents, the old type ones. John O'Neill again. We set off from Limerick in 1960, and I fell in love with Connemara cycling through it. From that day on, oh,
Yeah, because the colour and
and then I discovered Paul Henry, who painted in Connemara, and that kept me going for the years and years. But that cycle we did from Limerick, it took us 2 weeks, and we did Galway, Sligo, Mayo, and on up to Donegal town, across the 6 counties. And I remember we had the tricolour in the back of the bike, and we were told, our RUC said, take it off. No offence made, but it could cause trouble. So we cycled down through the 6 counties over into County Monaghan. And we stayed there 2 or 3 days and back down through Dublin. And they were, at the time, coming down from Dublin, they were doing the main road. It was a sea of mud. So we had to walk a lot of it. So there's another experience growing up, you know.
But you did paint a lot of Lough Gur.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, I've been painting Lough Gur for years. Years and years.
Lough Gur has, of course, down through the years been famous for its artists.
Oh,
And of course, even at the moment now, we've Robert Ryan.
Robert Ryan.
Yeah.
I gave Ryan's many years ago a painting of Lough Gur. It's probably still in the house down there. That's when Bobby was a little baby, I'd say.
So you probably inspired him.
I did, yeah. We used to play music in Tom, the pub there, you know, with Tom Bruder, who was a great historian too. Yeah.
Mike Sheehan below.
Yes.
Michael Quinlan.
Michael Quinlan, yeah. God, yeah.
That was, of course, the Red Cellar.
Yes, yeah.
The sessions were famous down there, weren't they?
Oh, it was marvellous, marvellous. God, yeah.
And did you move on then to the Swan?
I'm in the Swan since 1971. I met Paddy Henchy. And here's a story for you. I did a painting for Paddy Henchy for the back wall in the Swans. And he didn't give me money, but he gave me a bottle. Dusty kind of a bottle. He says, will you take that for the painting? I said, I will. Anyway, I had the bottle in the wardrobe at home in Mulga Street. And he said, bring it in and get it priced. He said, sometime. Anyway, after years and years and years, I brought in the bottle to somewhere in Thomas Street. There's a wine place there. And your man said, where did you get this? I said, a friend of mine gave it to me. He said, take it home, he says, and rotate it every month. He says, how much was it? At least £700, he said, for the bottle. Chateau Neuf something, 1968. It was a vintage bottle. Paddy Henchy gave me.
You probably still have it.
No.
You drank it?
I swapped it. I swapped it for a painting that I have at home that was done for Paddy Henchy by the county council when he retired. And they got a painter from Limerick to paint Longford Bridge, the view over the bridge. And I still have that, you know. Yeah.
And of course, you're also, I would nearly say, world famous as a musician.
Oh, oh God.
How many instruments do you play, Mike?
Guitar, ukulele, banjo, uke, and harmonica. Yeah.
Maybe you give us an old tune.
I will indeed, yeah.
You brought your guitar with you.
I did, just behind. That guitar was made by a local down
Can
there.
I guess who made it?
Yes.
John Conway.
John Conway, 1987. Yeah, he made that for me. This is one of my guitars. I actually have a guitar that I found in a junk shop over in Galway. Inside the room, it was filthy. Oh, it was covered in dirt. But I brought it home anyway. I discovered it was handmade in Spain by a father and son back in the 60s. But that's my favourite guitar. John is fixing it at the moment for me. But we were in the Swans there a couple of years ago. Our group at the time, Wild Oats, and who walked in only, what's her name, Reardon?
Oh, Dolores.
Dolores walked in anyway.
Yeah,
we were doing a song and she had a tablet in her hand. She said, you got to hear this, you got to hear this. And she was recording us, like, you know, I think she was sending it to Canada, the husband. But she got my guitar anyway and sat down and sang, one of her favourite ones. But she was lovely the same night now. Had a few taken, but she was lovely. But this one I play kind of normally. I have to tune it now. I think it should be right. Nearly there. One starry night as I lay dreaming, one starry night as I lay in bed, I dreamed I heard wagon wheels a weeping. When I awoke, my love had fled. I've searched the highways, likewise the byways. I've searched the borings and the haunting places too. I did inquire of all your people, had ye any sightings or seen signs of you? 'Tis many's the mile, love, with you I've travelled. 'Tis many's the mile, love, with you I've spent. I thought you were my love forever, but now I find, love, you were only lent. Now I'm drunk today now, but I'm oft times sober. I'm a handsome rover from town to town. And when I'm dead and my life is over, Malibon is storing, won't you lay me down? 'Tis many's the mile, love, with you I've travelled. 'Tis many's the hour, love, with you I've spent. I thought you were my love forever, but now I find, love, you were only lent. Ah, but now I find, love, you were only lent.
Beautiful, Mike, beautiful.
That's one of the ones we always do, you know.
Yeah. Your songs, Mike, you've picked them up over the years, and
Yeah. I've I've a frog in the throat today. I was always into Poor Lives, the music of Poor Lives, you know. That's really. But I played with Tom Bruder there now for years and years. We toured the country, Eddie Keogh and Fedimore. But no, it's great. It's good, like, you know.
great.
Yeah.
It's a great talent to have.
Will I do on the harmonica for you?
Please.
It's a kind of they're very old Irish.
Yeah.
It's Slán Lamag.
So I've moved here with Mike up the steps. We're sitting here on the stones, and we're looking out over Roisin. The hawthorn bushes are in full bloom. They're beautiful. And actually, we have quite a lot of ash trees around here, and they've all leaved. And thankfully, we didn't get the ash dieback around here so far anyway, and hopefully it'll stay away. Mike, of course, as he said earlier, plays a lot of instruments, and he is going to play a tune or two now for us on the harmonica. Maybe you'd introduce the tunes that you're going to play, Mike.
I will indeed. I'm sitting here at the moment in the most beautiful place I've ever been, looking down at a road my father used to travel when he was a baby, we could say. He walked it every day barefoot to the school above in Patrickswell there. And I'm looking down on the road now. But I'd like to play two little tunes in his memory. Éamon an Cnic, agus Slán Lamag. They're very old tunes. The Slán Lamag has a Munster echo to it. The history of the other one I'm not sure of. But I'll start with them. No,
Lovely, Mike. It
yeah,
was a lovely memory for your father.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
And
is.
we had the bird song as harmony in the background, which I
You know,
hope
I
it was
think.
picked up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know, this is the most beautiful place
Yes.
in the world. I think.
Yeah.
I have great memories of it.
From this spot here, Mike,
Yeah,
not now this time of the year because as I said, the white thorn is in
Yeah.
blossom and all the trees are leaved. But in the winter time when there's no leaves on the
Yeah.
tree, you can see all the way down to Champalnua. And even at the
yeah.
moment,
Yeah.
if you just look
I saw
straight ahead,
Car.
that's Ballinlough. Or we call that the nuns' graveyard.
Oh yeah.
And that was where the monastery was down there.
Wow.
And actually, some years ago, when we built our new graveyard
Yeah.
down below
Yeah.
at Patrick's Well Church,
Yeah.
and if you might remember, there was a high wall at the back of the church,
Yes. Yeah.
but of course we had to cut a piece out of the wall
Yeah.
to be able to go in and out
Oh, of course. Yeah. Yeah.
with the coffin,
Yeah.
and we felt the wall was dangerous.
Yeah.
So we took the wall down about half. It's only about 4 feet now, maybe
Yeah.
high. And myself and a local man, we were privileged enough to repair the wall and get it ready.
Lovely. Oh,
But we had it done and all. And Michael Quinlan, God mercy on him now, got a water font or a holy water font from Austin Cregan, and Austin is gone as well now.
He is. Yeah. Yeah.
Austin, lovely man. But he gave Michael this holy water font, and Michael brought it on to myself and Mike to know would we put it into the pier. But I had the pier built at that stage
Yeah.
and what have you, and I said, no, Michael, I won't, because I didn't want to take this pier down again. But I said, what I'll do is I'll build another pier behind it, and we set it into it, and that water font is below now. But that water font came from Ballinlough because Austin told us that there was a load of stone brought from Ballinlough, and it was dumped at the back of his house. Maybe they meant to build walls with it or something. And it was there for years, never touched. And when he did go about moving the stone or whatever he went doing, he found the water font. So it must definitely have come from the nuns' graveyard.
Wow.
So that's a nice little thing to
Isn't
know,
it
isn't it?
though? Yeah.
And that we have it now below in Patrickswell Church.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Oh, that's marvellous.
Yeah.
And the tree down there.
Yeah, that's
in
an
the-
ash here going down.
Oh.
That's down to Dooley's.
Yeah.
Remember, you know Seamus Dooley?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's over there somewhere, isn't he?
No,
Was that
wait,
the-
it
oh, it's
goes
down
down
there,
here.
yeah.
This is Hogan's here.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, remember Mikey Hogan and
Yeah.
yeah, that's where Mikey and Mary Hogan lived.
Oh, yeah.
You can't see Dooley's
It's
house
below
now
down
because
there.
yeah,
I knew it was there somewhere.
yeah,
Yeah.
So this is the passage down to them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right there.
Good Lord.
Uh,
And did you build all this yourself,
yeah,
John?
I built all these walls and all myself
Bless us.
in the evening when I'd come home from work. But this part of the work here that I have done, I
Yeah.
did it during COVID. So again,
wow.
like yourself, I had something to do during COVID, so it didn't affect me.
You did
Yeah.
need it, yeah.
But again, COVID was
Oh.
very hard on, especially old people that couldn't move out.
Yes,
And,
yeah.
um,
Oh, wow. There's history for you.
that's
You're an
it.
amazing man, I
Yeah.
tell you.
So
Oh,
it's
wow.
lovely. And I love this stone, you know, because
Oh, it's beautiful.
it's
beautiful.
you know, it's the natural stone here, and it came
Oh.
from the quarry or whatever.
Wow. It's amazing, isn't it?
So, Mike,
Yeah.
it was beautiful of you to come over.
well, I'll
You're
tell
a
you,
lovely man, and
I
really-
enjoyed every second of it
Yeah.
now, I must say that.
Yeah, and
Really.
thank you for coming,
Pleasure, absolute pleasure.
Yeah.
And pleasure meeting Daniel.
and thank you, Daniel, for coming out. All right.
Oh,
Thank you very much. Sounds lovely.
and it's a beautiful day here with the sun out. Oh, the sky. That's what I live on, clouds.
Yeah.
Clouds of an Irish sky.
Oh.